Anxiety, constant fear, a suffocating sense of isolation, and the agonizing feeling of completely losing your own identity are the brutal costs you have to pay when you accidentally fall into a narcissistic marriage. You find yourself living in a permanent state of survival under your own roof, constantly monitoring someone else's volatile mood shifts just to avoid the next explosion. So many viewers on this channel who survived this exact trauma have left heart-wrenching comments under past videos. They share their deep regrets, confirming that they endured this exact psychological nightmare for years before finally uncovering the truth. They watched their confidence slowly bleed away while trying to fix a relationship that was designed to break them. And hearing those raw stories is the exact reason why this video was made today. This video will give you 10 early warning signs of a narcissistic marriage so that you can strip away the confusion, spot the cold manipulation tactics before they destroy your life, and finally reclaim the personal power that was systematically taken from you. The consequences of falling into a narcissistic marriage. Staying in a marriage like this causes deep, long-term erosion of your entire identity and mental well-being. Over time, the constant stress and emotional instability under your own roof completely drain your energy. You stop recognizing the confident, independent person you used to be before the wedding, replacing your strength with constant anxiety, self-doubt, and a permanent state of fear. The psychological toll manifests as chronic second-guessing, extreme loneliness, and physical exhaustion from managing a volatile household. You become completely disconnected from your own desires, living solely to prevent the next domestic outburst. This toxic environment slowly rewires your brain, leaving you feeling trapped, helpless, and completely stripped of your personal power and self-worth. To stop this painful erosion and reclaim your life, you must first recognize how this trap was set in the very beginning. Here are the 10 early warning signs you need to look out for. 1. Love bombing and an accelerated timeline. An analysis of early-stage behavior reveals a specific pattern of intense, rapid attachment. In the beginning, the relationship moves at a dizzying speed. You are showered with constant attention, overwhelming praise, and grand romantic gestures. Commitments like moving in together, getting engaged, or merging finances are pushed forward much faster than normal. This extreme focus is not a reflection of genuine emotional depth. It is a calculated strategy designed to bypass your natural boundaries. By overwhelming your senses with validation, the individual ensures that you become deeply bonded and dependent before their true personality surfaces. This rapid-fire bonding leaves no room for natural progression. You do not get the chance to see how this person handles basic everyday stress, minor annoyances, or personal differences. Everything is hidden behind a thick fog of intense romance. They demand your weekends, your evenings, and your immediate replies, slowly crowding out your independent life before you even realize what is happening. 2. The idealization and devaluation cycle. This sign is all about how your spouse constantly flips their attitude toward you without any logical reason. One day, you are the best husband or wife in the world, and they shower you with affection, making you feel like you are finally in the perfect marriage. But the next day, the energy instantly shifts, and suddenly, you are treated like the worst person alive, leaving you completely confused and walking on eggshells. This toxic cycle operates on binary thinking, meaning they only see you as either entirely perfect or entirely useless. The moment you fail to meet one of their unspoken expectations or disagree on a minor household chore, the dynamic immediately flips from love to intense punishment. You find yourself constantly chasing the warmth of the early days, changing your daily behavior, and sacrificing your own comfort just to regain their temporary approval. This constant emotional whiplash completely ruins your mental peace and emotional stability within your own home. The criticisms are rarely constructive. They are delivered quietly behind closed doors, filled with subtle digs about your habits, your appearance, or your financial contributions. You keep telling yourself that if you just work harder around the house, the good days will come back. But the truth is, the pedestal never existed. 3. The professional victim dynamic. This person has an absolute inability to accept accountability for any mistake they have ever made in their life. When they talk about their past, every single ex-partner was crazy, every old friend was a betrayer, and every family member was toxic. They completely erase their own bad behavior from the narrative, presenting themselves as an innocent saint who has simply suffered too much at the hands of ungrateful people. They tell you these tragic stories early in the relationship to exploit your natural empathy and make you want to protect them. You take the bait, promising yourself that you will be the perfect spouse who will finally build a safe, peaceful home to heal their broken world. But the reality is simple. A person who blames everyone else for their past will eventually blame you for everything in the marriage. You end up making excuses for their bad behavior early on because you genuinely believe they are just deeply wounded by their history. But as the marriage progresses, the honeymoon phase fades and the target inevitably shifts directly onto your back. Before you even realize what is happening, you become the next villain in their ongoing story, blamed for every single argument and household problem. 4. Gaslighting and the erosion of reality. This is a dangerous mind game where your partner systematically destroys your confidence and forces you to doubt your own sanity. It starts with small, casual denials of everyday events, shared agreements, or private conversations that happened just days ago. They will confidently look you in the eye and say things like, "We never agreed to save money that way," or "You are just being paranoid about our family issues." The psychological impact of this tactic is devastating because it forces you to stop trusting your own mind and memory. Over time, you become hesitant to speak up about household bills, family conversations, or mutual boundaries because you are terrified of being told you are wrong. You find yourself keeping secret notes, recording conversations, or checking text histories just to confirm that you are not actually losing your mind. This constant second-guessing causes immense mental fatigue and leaves you entirely dependent on your spouse's version of the truth. Even when you bring forward clear, undeniable proof of what they said, they will confidently tell you that you are misinterpreting the facts. By changing the truth of your own life, they successfully shut down your complaints and take complete control over what is considered right and wrong. 5. Silent treatment as emotional punishment. This is the primary weapon they use to dominate the marriage whenever you dare to voice a complaint or set a boundary. Instead of engaging in mature communication to resolve a domestic disagreement, this individual completely shuts down and cuts off all emotional connection. They ignore your presence in the room, refuse to make eye contact at the dinner table, and answer your questions with cold, monosyllabic responses for weeks. This behavior is an exercise of pure power designed to trigger a deep panic and fear of abandonment inside your own home. The freezing coldness in the house becomes so heavy and suffocating that you cannot relax for a single second. The psychological toll eventually forces you to break, causing you to walk over and apologize for things you didn't do just to end the painful isolation. The silence teaches you a dark lesson. Expressing an independent opinion or standing up for yourself will result in total emotional exile. It ensures that the real marital problems are never addressed, forcing you to swallow your anger and hide your feelings just to keep the peace. You learn to stay quiet, slowly shrinking your own personality to avoid triggering another weeks-long wave of icy rejection. 6. Insidious isolation and control. Right after the wedding, a systematic process begins to quietly cut you off from your external support network. This control rarely looks like an outright demand or a direct ban on seeing your loved ones, which would be too obvious. Instead, it manifests as constant, negative commentary about your friends or creating massive, dramatic household arguments right before you are scheduled to go out without them. The strategic goal is to make connecting with anyone outside the marriage so exhausting that you choose to stay home just to keep the peace. They want to make sure that your world becomes as small as possible, with them sitting directly at the center of it. As your relationships with family and lifelong friends fade away, you lose the external perspectives that could validate your painful experiences. They will slowly chip away at your confidence by claiming your family is trying to ruin the marriage, or that your friends are jealous of your life. Because you desperately want to protect your new household, you start making excuses to cancel plans and distance yourself. Once you are completely isolated, you have no support system left to tell you that this domestic treatment is deeply wrong. 7. Double standards in rigid hierarchy. An evaluation of domestic life reveals a strict, uneven distribution of freedom, rights, and accountability between the two spouses. This individual operates under a special set of privileges that are completely denied to you in daily life. They can spend joint money without asking, keep secrets on their phone, and alter family plans last minute. But if you do the same, you face intense accusations of disrespect. This structure is built on a deep-seated belief in their own superiority, meaning equality does not exist in this partnership. There is a clear ruling party and a serving party, and your primary role is to accommodate their schedule while shrinking your own desires. Any attempt by you to claim the same rights, autonomy, or mutual respect as an equal spouse is immediately treated as an act of defiance. The rules in the house change completely, depending on who broke them, leaving you in a state of constant unfairness. If they neglect a major household responsibility, you are told to stop overreacting and let it go immediately. But if you make one small oversight, it becomes a permanent weapon used against you for weeks, making you feel like a child living with a strict parent. 8. The aggressive response to feedback. Analyzing how they react to basic boundary setting exposes a fragile internal structure that completely destroys any chance of healthy marital growth. When you offer a mild critique about their behavior or request a helpful change in domestic routines, the response is immediate, intense anger. A simple conversation about shared household chores or communication styles quickly escalates into a massive, retaliatory argument designed to silence you. This extreme reaction happens because any suggestion of imperfection feels like an existential threat to their manufactured self-image as a perfect spouse. They lack the emotional maturity required for honest self-reflection or compromise. Instead of hearing your pain and adjusting, they turn the focus onto your perceived flaws as a partner, shifting the entire conversation away from their behavior and forcing you onto the defensive. The sheer intensity of their rage is meant to intimidate you into absolute silence within your own living room. When a simple request, like asking them to pick up after themselves, turns into a screaming match about your past mistakes, you learn that feedback is dangerous. They intentionally make the consequences of speaking up so painful that you eventually stop trying, allowing them to behave however they want. 9. Conditional or absent empathy. Observing how they react during your moments of true vulnerability highlights an absolute lack of emotional reciprocity in the partnership. When you experience genuine hardship, such as a severe illness, grief, or intense workplace stress, the expected comfort from your spouse is noticeably missing. They look annoyed by your distress, tell you that you are overreacting, or immediately pivot the conversation to focus on how your situation inconveniences them. This reveals that their emotional engagement in the marriage is entirely transactional, based only on what you can provide for them. They are fully capable of mimicking empathy when they have an audience or want to enhance their public reputation as a loving partner. But behind closed doors, when you are completely depleted and need genuine support, you are suddenly useless to them, and you are left entirely alone. When you are sick or down, they often view your condition as a personal abandonment of your marital duties. Instead of taking care of the household or bringing you medicine, they complain loudly about having to do extra chores. They might even accuse you of exaggerating your physical pain just to get attention, making you feel like a massive burden during your weakest moments. 10. Hijacking success and minimizing achievement. A psychological assessment of competitive behavior within the home shows a complete inability to tolerate your independent success or happiness. When you achieve a personal goal, receive a career promotion, or get recognized for your talents outside the home, the response from your spouse is cold and undermining. They will quickly attribute your success to luck, minimize the milestone, or claim credit by saying their support made it happen. This toxic reaction occurs because your personal growth threatens their need for absolute dominance and control in the relationship. In a narcissistic dynamic, there is only room for one person to shine, and they view your success as a direct loss for themselves. By minimizing your achievements, they attempt to keep you feeling small, insecure, and convinced that you cannot function or succeed without their presence. They will use sarcastic jokes or passive-aggressive comments to pop your bubble of excitement right after you share good news. They will ask if you can handle the extra responsibility without neglecting the house, or immediately start bragging about themselves to steal the spotlight. Your happy milestones are quickly deflated, turned into a subtle competition under your own roof to keep you dependent. Living in this kind of home is incredibly lonely, and it slowly destroys your sense of who you are. But you need to hear this truth. You did not cause this behavior. You cannot fix it, and you can never change a partner who refuses to see their own faults. Your value does not depend on making yourself small to keep them happy. You have every right to trust your own mind, protect your peace, and live a life away from constant manipulation. Thank you so much for watching this video until the very end. Your time and your personal healing matter more than you know. Please share your own experiences in the comments below, because your words might help another person who feels completely alone right now. If this video gave you some clarity today, please share it with anyone else who needs to hear this truth and get their strength back.